Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another One Piece reaction review, this time chapter 1114, titled The Wings of Icarus. Quite an interesting title there. I don't know where to even start theorizing. Last chapter was just pretty bonkers, mostly with the ending, but like other stuff in there too, but like the ending was just, I've been super excited to get to the next chapter because I have no idea where it's going from here. I have not been spoiled on this chapter, but I've seen that there's been a lot of like talk of it. So it seems like this chapter might be a pretty big deal. Or it could just be a coincidence. But I feel like with the way the last chapter left off, this chapter will have some pretty big stuff. Anyways, starting off with the cover page, Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 4. And Kinemon's telling Yamato to go and shrine the sword at Hakumai Senma Shrine in Yasui's stead. That is your surrogate pilgrimage. So yeah, he's just sending her to do this task, send the sword over to Yasui, or send it to the shrine, I guess. That's just in Yasui's area, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really know where this cover story is going. Oh, excuse me. I feel like the fact that we're seeing Wano again, like, I don't know, maybe Yamato, maybe we'll just, I don't even know. I was gonna say, because, like, we don't really need to flesh out Wano more. I don't know if we necessarily need to flesh out Yamato more either. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm sure Oda has an idea of where he's going to take it. It's probably going to be interesting. So I'm not worried about that. Anyways, starting at Navy HQ in the New World. The world will sink under the sea. So that's, Vegapunk's big proclamation, of course. And everyone's freaking out. Dr. Vegapunk, what are you talking about? Aki, he's just standing there stoically. We're going over to Mocktown, interesting. Just kind of just to show General Pirate's reactions, I guess. Oh, and they're all laughing. Quite fitting. Actually, let's see what they say. That's so funny. So he decides that when he dies, he's going to go out throwing the world into chaos. How exactly is the entire world going to sink underwater, man? Over at Water 7, around here we believe him. But the whole world, he's not asking him about high and low tides, is he? And then we're also going to Impel Down and sing Doflamingo. He's, of course, absolutely cackling at all this. He loves it. Oh, that's rich. That's rich. What if seawater floods down into Impel Down? Isn't it your job to ensure the safety of the prisoners underwater? Of the prisoners under your care, Magellan? Yeah, he's just eating this up. Everyone's just freaking out, pretty much. In different kinds of ways, obviously. Everyone's having different reactions. Magellan here says, that 1 meter rise the other day had the prison panicking. How many meters does it take to sink the whole world? Most cities in the world will be wiped out with an extra 5 meters of water. What do you think? Should we all move to much higher ground? Yeah, it is an interesting point. Being in the One Piece world, like islands, they're not going to have super high elevations or anything. The highest point is going to be the red line, I guess. So I don't know. Are people going to try to start fleeing to there? But I don't know how many people actually believe this, and actually how possible it is to try to get to the red line. But yeah, being in the One Piece world, even just I guess it doesn't take much to really submerge an entire island, or as much as you would think. And now over at the Ryukyu Kingdom, Shirahoshi says, Father, what's going to happen? It just sounds so absurd. And then back to Egghead. These are Marines again. What is he talking about? This is coming from the world's greatest scientist. He can wreak havoc on the world even with a lie. This is utter nonsense, Dr. Vegapunk. And then the Gorosei over here, they're all shocked. They're not immune to this massive surprise, obviously. Destroy the transmission transponders now. In fact, Destroy any life form you can hear. Everything else is secondary. So, yeah. Let's see. Then here's York over here. I don't know what she's carrying something. How much are you going to tell them, Stella? I know she's probably said she was doing something last chapter. But she's carrying something. Now, Vegapunk's message is continuing. Now, speaking of the near future for me, assuming that the sensors I built are functioning correctly, in the days after I record this message, there should be a most remarkable earthquake that strikes the entire planet. Okay, so Vegapunk is just, if I'm going out, I'm going out with a bang type thing. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Over with Smoothie here and some of the Big Mom's people. Is he talking about the earthquake from today? But Vegapunk's already dead, supposedly. Transmission continues. As a result of that, the sea should rise about 1 meter around the world, rendering some islands uninhabitable. Uninhabitable. Huh? That was a prophecy? Beaches around the world will be lost for good. Oh my gosh. This is just madness. Over at Long Ring Long Land, what a wild callback in the Stilts guy. If I'm wrong in this prediction, feel free to disregard the rest of this message. And then these are some, looks like Hachinosu over here and some pirates there. How, that's freaky, man. He totally nailed it. Oh, so it's already rising. Oh, I didn't even look at this picture, but it looks like a town here that's flooded and people are in boats and stuff. I was just reading the dialogue. And obviously, Kuzan is also there. He's also just not saying anything. Shoot. If this has happened, however, you should heed my words very carefully. This particular earthquake is not exactly what I would call a natural phenomenon. Dr. Vegapunk, don't you dare say another word. And so, yeah, Saturn, he's continuing his rampage and attack and all that. Go away. So yeah, Strides are still fending off the Gorosei right here. He continues on by saying, in my own way, I only ever hoped for peace. Looks like they all got knocked back from Saturn, and Robin was able to catch them with her arms. Okay. Some small panels. I'm just trying to see what's going on here. It's just like the fight continuing. But this was only the root of my first sin. What about the power plants, Mars? Not yet. That chamber must not be harmed above all else. I will go. I dreamt of a source of endless eternal energy, and in my desire to push the world forward into the future. And then Saturn here, he enters the building. The mother flame. And then Vegapunk says, I flew too close to the sun. Interesting. And this is just a sick shot of this massive contraption with just a single flame inside. So this must be his source of infinite energy, which is insane. Completely bonkers. Okay. Destroy every last sign of life in the man. In the lab. He flew too close to the sun. Okay, let's see what he says. Allow me to explain. It's no good. That didn't work. We can't even make that thing so much as flinch. These are the giants over here. Or no. That's the giant robot thing. I forgot that thing activated. So the Marines they're not able to do anything to it right now. Allow me to explain just what it is that is happening to our world. So the giants, they're running right now. Obviously Luffy's still with them. Yo, that's hot. Hurry before we get roasted alive. Okay, Vegapunk, he's going off right now. I better. Okay, from about 900 years ago to 800 years ago, a period of a century. There is a span of history that is completely and entirely blank. And we're looking at Mary Jo right now in the silhouette of Eam, of course. Okay. Here's the celestial dragons. What are you doing, Navy? Make him stop talking. We call this the Void Century because all records from this time were eliminated. The only means to know this lost piece of history. An execution is too good for him. Bring me his body. I'll mutilate the corpse. Jeez, these guys are they're getting really desperate and they're obviously scared. So can't wait to see what it is. And then here's I forget her name. She's Charlos's sister. I guess since she's a bit younger, she doesn't. She says Void Century. What is that? I guess the younger ones maybe don't know about it. Okay, I need to find where he left off. He says, yeah, the only means to know this lost piece of history is to find a message from the past. Oh, and we're over at Elbaf, it looks like. Or, yeah. Well, I mean, Saul is here. I forget. Saul is at Elbaf. I'm 99% sure, but cool to see him. He's laughing, obviously, she. And someone else is sitting by him. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be. I know that's gonna be massively important, and I know if I watch some videos, people are gonna be trying to figure out who this is. It's impossible to tell. Oh no, never mind. I'm mistaken. That's just Saul's silhouette. I was gonna say, to put in this silhouette of a guy and he's gonna come back. No, that's just Saul's silhouette, and then we're zooming in. It looks like. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just had to make sure. My mind is going like 1,000,000 miles per hour right now, but I'm trying to continue the chapter. Is to find a message from the past in the form of poneglyphs scattered across the world, and decipher its contents. Over at Orangetown. Wow, I don't think we've ever, maybe we have, but I don't think we've seen Orangetown again. Well, long, long ago, there were 20 kings who got to. What? I thought they're okay. I was getting confused. That's not Vegapunk talking, and so it looks like this is little girl explain. Yeah, this little girl is reading the history of the world. This is in Orangetown. The mayor, it looks like it's the mayor's granddaughter or something like that. And obviously Shushu's also here. And Shushu's wearing a straw hat. I feel like I should mention that. I am happy about that. But my mind is also racing, trying to see what's next. So the girl is just reading the history. She says, well, long, long ago, there were 20 kings who got together and they created the world. Doesn't that man know that? What do you think, Shushu? But Vegapunk says, however, the world government has made it I'm going back to the Shushu thing, but Shushu's down here, but there's also a statue of Shushu with the straw hat. So that's nice. Anyways, however, the world government has made it a crime of the highest order to decipher the message of the poneglyphs. And despite being a member of the government myself, I broke this law, and that is my second sin. And then there's also just a panel of Amazon Lily. Just again showing that everyone all across the world is listening to this. Robin's obviously listening intently to this. Through the sheer tenacity of a group of excellent archaeologists, I inherited some texts and a number of poneglyphs, which I have deciphered. Brooks back here, he's screaming out for Zoro, Jinbei. But everyone else is listening quite intently. I've deciphered and continued studying to the best of my ability. I regret none of this. History, you see, tells a story. Wait, something moved. Nami's saying, look, are the clouds extending outward? What? Okay, so it looks like the top level of the strata of the lab or whatever is moving or shifting or something. Brooks says, so when Edison said he would make sure we touched down on water, did he mean, oh, I forgot about that? He just jumped off and it was like, don't worry guys, I won't die, and then he exploded or something. He'd make sure we touched down on water, did he mean? Good point. If the clouds stretch further out, we can reach the sea. Interesting. So the whole thing's just kind of morphing and shifting to give him a better placement to drop down. And this is Edison right here. He looks pretty beat up. He says, now get off this island, Straw Hats, and don't let the world government lay a finger on you. He's pretty beat up, obviously. Okay, again, back to Vegapunk. In other words, what I know is an incomplete story of that 100-year void. It would be dishonest to fill the blanks with my own speculation, so I will leave you only with the verified truth. Here we have, oh shoot, Dory or Bragi. Oh my gosh, I remembered them last time. I think that one's Bragi, the more stout looking one. He says, "Hey Straw Hat, don't push your luck." Oh, Luffy! I did not think Luffy would be back in Gear 5, but it looks like he's going at it again. Vegapunk said, "Oh my gosh, I don't know where to look. I'll first look at just like what's going on in the panels. This is the last page, anyways. Luffy's going at it. This'll hurt ya. He's in Gear 5, but he's using a Gear 3 type name, Gear 3 type move to hit that Gorosei right in the face. Except it doesn't look like it hurt Luffy more. His hands on fire. Anyways, I was ignoring the text. Just wanted to make sure I knew what was going on in the images. Now, okay, it'd be dishonest to fill the blanks with my own speculations, so I'll leave you with I will leave you only with the verified truth. The main character of this story was born into a kingdom with an impossibly advanced civilization 900 years ago. Like the sun god Nika spoken of in Elbaf legend. Did we know that it was also an Elbaf legend? Yeah, okay, I mean, it's wild. It seems like it's everywhere. It's in, because there's this, I just barely heard about this again, but there was a sun god mentioned in the Sky Islands with the Shandians and all that. Sun god for Kuma and his tribe. I forget their names again. I forgot what they're called, but I guess the Elbafs too, so it's interesting. They're in all sorts of types of stories. He fought, like the sun god Nika spoken of in Elbaf legend, he fought with the body that stretched and contorted. His name was Joyboy, and he was the very first man on this sea to be called a pirate. And that's where it ends, to be continued. Oh my gosh. Just leaving us with that. I mean, like, I'm happy. I hope we get more, though. Because, I mean, like, just saying Joyboy was the first pirate. It's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. It's not what we need, though. We need, like, we just need a full-on flashback of the events. But yeah, the Mother Flame, he just says he flew too close to the sun. So, obviously, with the whole Icarus thing and all that. But he doesn't really, I don't think he talked about, unless it's implied and I'm just not figuring it out, what the problem with the mother, I guess it's just that the Navy was using it as a weapon. That's right. Okay, yeah, that's right. The dots just were not connecting in my mind. The Mother Flame is the big weapon that the Navy used to wipe out that island, and assumably other islands as well. So that's some interesting stuff. I don't know, because every single chapter I'm like, oh man, but I just want to see what happens next. Also, I think there's a break next week, which I'm not certain, but that if there is, that's kind of a bummer, because I really want to see what happens next chapter. I don't know if I'll ever be satisfied, though, because I know every time they reveal more stuff, I'm just going to be like, oh, but I can't wait for next chapter to see more. But yeah, this was a great chapter. Again, just can't wait to see what happens next. I never know One Piece is always going to, throw us some curveballs, and it's always fun. But anyways, if you like this video, leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on this chapter as well. Remember to save the blobfish, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.